Good morning. Welcome to Wildflower Garden Tarot. I just wanted to say right off the bat, my nails are not fancy or good or like manicured. They have been in the garden, and despite the scrubbing, but it's garden dirt, you know. It's okay. That's who I am as a person. There's a beautiful bird singing outside. I'm going to open this window. There's also crows, but I don't know. It's kind of my mood today. Like, we finally had rain last night. Not a lot, but some, which is good. So it's kind of cool today, which is also very good because there is a raging forest fire that is eating hundreds of hectares of beautiful and vitally important forest and threatening homes and farms and whatnot. They you know, and forest fires, they're important. They're a natural thing that's important to have to a degree, because spruce trees, like the trees that are primarily in these forests, have oh, that's interesting. I think this maybe applies to you. Oh, interesting. Yeah, it's interesting. Like, you know, when I go to start my readings, and I don't feel like I want to ramble on too much before I get started, so that, you know, you all don't get bored. And then, you know, Spirit just had me like go on about the fires and how they're beneficial. And this is why they're beneficial: is that it cleans out the deadwood and deciduous trees like the evergreens, the spruce, you know, the trees that are primarily in the forest. Their seeds are dropped in like acorns, right? Those acorns will not germinate unless they've been through a fire. That's the only way that they germinate. So in nature, forest fires are a natural thing that are important, because it cleans out the deadwood and it allows the seed that's been hidden to pop and be exposed to the heat and the light. And the heat, the fire, is what allows it to grow. I can't help but think that this is going to be a metaphor for today. There's also a horrible screeching sound, and that's them building bins here. I always pull the oracle cards first. So we have finances and career. Came out. I was going to use that really nice goddess deck, and I shuffled 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 and I shuffled. Nothing came out. So I was like, okay. And then I went and got this Romance Angels Oracle deck, and I shuffled and nothing was coming out. And I guys are laughing. It's like, okay, what's going on? I'm going to dump this deck for another one. I'll shuffle like 3 more times, as those of you who are regulars know that I do. And then all of a sudden, like okay. So financial issues may be a factor in your love life right now, but there are romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. Then I got religious factors. So your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. And Spirit just said, or that of the other person. And then I got engagement. But then Spirit said to me, this isn't about you getting engaged. The bottom message is your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. So I think it's more focusing on the love life ascending to a high level of commitment, rather than an engagement per se. So then, yeah, I was going to, like, Spirit is constantly correcting me, because I was going to go into use the Wonderland Tarot, and then Spirit's like, go get Rider-Waite for clarifier. And then I get here, it's like, no, just use the Rider-Waite. And I don't use this deck very much, and yet it's the classic, right? It's It's the be all and end all. And it's actually the one I love the best. But I don't use it that much. I don't know why. Oh. This is why I like I don't like to show myself too much because I never have my hair done and holy smokes. But I want you to at least see that the card's coming out. Well, that's interesting. That that I'm not forcing anything. With the 10 of Wands on the bottom. Oh my goodness sakes. Am I going to take those? I'm not going to take those yet. Because I want to be sure. But just be aware that there is a 10 of Wands at the bottom. So somebody's carrying a heavy load. I mean, with the pandemic and with a lot of us... Excuse me. Oh, honest to God, I make the best coffee in the world. I mean, with a lot of us being suddenly ripped out of our jobs or ripped out of our businesses, even with stimulus packages or whatever, I mean, it has been there's been a financial toll on us and on our whatever countries we're in. So, I mean, the Oracle cards say that the financial issues are a factor in your love life right now, as is your religious upbringing. Yet you have romantic feelings for somebody. And, the Oracle's predicting that your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. And in here, I'm going to quickly interject. Never make your full life decisions on a YouTube anything, including tarot reader, including me. You need to make your own decisions. These are for fun. It's for guidance. Yeah. I had something else and they just took it out of my mind. So... Okay, so... Oh, okay. So then what they were saying is that financial issues are a factor. So are religious issues in your factor. Plus we had the whole thing about fire and how important it is to burn the deadfall and put you in a fire to germinate the will for your life, your seed. That you can't expand and grow without a fire. And so then we get the Four of Cups, followed by the Empress, followed by the Two of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles, and Temperance, with the 10 of Wands on the bottom. So that's very interesting. I mean, that is a lot of negative energy. I mean, if your financial issues are a concern, that can put you in a place of holding on tightly and not always seeing the blessings that are there for you. Oh, Spirit just okay, because this is a card of you're not paying attention to the blessings that are coming to you. You're just thinking about, okay, so Spirit's just this is the fire burning down the forest, but this is Spirit giving you a cup that's more than all these of something new. And you're not even looking at it. And then we have the Empress. Come on. And then we have, these balancing energies of, what am I going to put my focus on? And holding on tight to what you have. And then Temperance. I mean, Temperance, almost by definition, is holding on, right? Is being, Temperance. Okay, temperance movement, right? Like of following rules, like not, you know, holding on to what you have. And yet there's an Empress here. Okay, so let's get some clarification on this imprint. I'm not going to take that yet. Let's get some clarification on this Empress. Ace of Swords. Are you the Empress? Let's get some clarification on this Empress. I'm picking up that the Empress might be you. What's going on with the Empress? Get some clarification here. What's going on with the... Boy, the cards are being stubborn today. Can we get some clarification on this Empress? Okay, I pulled that out. It was a 3 of... I mean, it kind of showed itself to me. I'm just trying to decide. Yeah, no, they said take it. It's the 3 of Cups. This is a weird reading, folks, I think. Okay, what is she holding on to? Okay, so we've asked, for some clarification on the Empress, and I got an Ace of Swords. So she is a woman that is getting control of her mind. Oh, okay. So, yeah, the reading yesterday was a really strong reading. It didn't get a lot of views, but I almost feel kind of bad sometimes because the readings that I feel like are my best readings are the ones that don't seem to get the most views. But then I think the people who need to hear those readings do. But yesterday's reading was a lot about what I just said today, about the forest fire, burning out the deadfall, and allowing things that need to germinate. So when I asked for clarification on the Empress, which I believe is you, there's the Ace of Swords, so like a new beginning, she's getting her shit together, right? And bringing in friends. Or, having, lightening up is what Spirit said. Lightening up. Maybe you've been in a place with a victim kind of mentality, or with, oh, poor me, or I've been holding on to this and it's never come to fruition. Queen of Wands. Right? So, just hold on a second. Queen of Wands. This one is stumbling me today. Like, you're trying to control your emotions, right? You're... Just a second. I mean, you're this really creative woman. Who has a connection, right? That you got where you are from hard work. And maybe now you're in danger of losing what you've built. But this quarantine time, you've really taken, or are taking the time to really work on yourself and to get the rest that you need and to get the perspective that you need to figure out what it is that you really, really want. So while finances and career financial issues are a factor in your love life right now, that can mean that because you don't have money, you are making decisions based on that. But Spirit just said this isn't the case. Because you had a slowdown in your business or whatever, sorry for all the loud vehicles all of a sudden. Because of that, you were forced to have some time away from your finances and career, which actually was a huge blessing for you because it gave you the rest that you needed and helped you to look with some perspective on your life. And looks like maybe making a big bunch of changes. Okay? Now, Spirit just said, for a lot of you, you've been working so hard that you're single women, that you've been working so hard that you haven't paid attention to your love life. That you've had somebody that you've kind of had your eye on. But there's something there that you kind of discounted that person. Because you're too busy and you've been using work to avoid a romantic entanglements. So maybe you've been burned in the past. But you can't stop thinking about this person, but maybe they're a different religion than you. Maybe that person is married and you're single. I think you're single. Maybe you're not single. Maybe you're not single. Okay, tell us more about the Empress, please, Spirit. Is she single? Page of Pentacles, is she single? Recently single. Recently single, maybe. Or working on being single. And a Page of Cups. Okay, so... But, oh, there's a King of Cups on the bottom. So you're either recently single or you're kind of starting fresh here. Maybe with both work and romance. It's a little fishy. It's like, this is what you gotta do, bro. Okay. Okay, interesting. Ace of Cups on the bottom. Okay, Empress energy people. Just excuse me while I ponder. Okay. Wow, you're really starting fresh. It's almost as if this reading is for people that took the advice from yesterday and really did a lot of work yesterday. From yesterday's reading. I'm just going to kind of ask Spirit for a card that will send me the different direction, and there is a Five of Pentacles. So you're a little bit worried about your, like, oh, okay, so, you know, you're wanting to start off new and start off fresh in both work and romance, but you're a little bit worried about ending up like this, like, and, oh, Spirit's like, everybody's telling you, are you kidding? You're going to end up a pauper. But the bottom of the deck says, no, you won't. Your cup will run over. Okay, and Spirit just directed me to this. That is representing the Holy Spirit. So this is saying that this, moving forward, people don't know anything. And people will give you advice and tell you what to do. And you can make, including me, you can make decisions based on what people say. But what's in your heart, what's in your spirit, this is the fear. Okay, this is the devil energy that is trying to tie you to something that's not right for you. Because you're so afraid that you're going to end up here. But Spirit says no. Listen to Spirit, your spirit. I mean, remember that I'm just a tarot reader. I don't know you. I don't know your situation exactly. This is kind of a general reading. But if it's resonating with you, to, meditate on it, to pray on it, to come to your own conclusions about it. Don't listen to humans. Listen to Spirit is what this is saying very strongly. That is what you need to focus on right there. I mean, in the Anglican, like I come from an Anglican background. This is like communion. Right? But this also is, that's 2 aces too. We have a whole lot of beginning. Okay? My cup runneth over. My cup runneth over. I mean, that's a beautiful card. And to me, this is romance, career, family, everything. Don't let the fear keep you from your blessing. Oh, and Spirit just said to me, just like the forest fire. Everybody's fighting the forest fire, right? And it's terrifying. And I mean, the forest fire does come up to, I mean, there's a First Nations reserve right there. And, and I had one of the chiefs here because I'm a healer. And, just talking and of course he's concerned, right? Because a fire could completely wipe out every home for so many people. That would be devastating. And I said to him, don't worry, because this isn't in the hands of man. Just like I've said here, it's in the hands of the Creator. And sure enough, the wind changed and it rained, right? So don't focus on what you don't want. And that was my advice to him too, was to go to the river and focus on what he wants. Right? And to, really put his intention out there. And I mean, things aren't done yet. But same with the farmers in the area, right? Homes and everything. But for the most part, Queen of Cups, okay. So I had been asking... if it's meant to come back out, it will. I had been kind of thinking, where are you going in the future? And the King of Cups came back, but I was talking and I put them back in. Just be aware that the King of Cups did come out. And then, this is you. So, that wasn't a mistake. Okay, so Spirit said, the King of Cups is there for you. But your life doesn't depend on it. You got your own gig going on, okay? 10 of Pentacles on the bottom. But I'm just going to... what's going on romance-wise? Because we have romantic feelings. You've been really tied up and worried about this. So there is somebody there that you've been thinking about. Somebody that maybe has a different... who's maybe married, or maybe you've been married. But you're starting fresh. 8 of Wands on the bottom, so things might start happening quickly. What about the love life? Because there's romantic feelings here and engagement. So we know what's going on with romance here. What's going on for romance? What's this? 10 of Pentacles came back out again. So we're looking like things are going to be pretty good if you listen to your spirit. Take your time to really meditate today. Strength on the bottom. Okay, what are we looking at for romance here? These, like, here. Interestingly enough, I was like, what are we looking at for romance here? And I got the Seven of Swords. So let's clarify that. Can we clarify the Seven of Swords? Wow. Okay. So, to clarify the Seven of Swords, I got the Four of Wands, the Three of Swords, and the Lovers. We have religious factors. My mind is kind of reeling. So, I mean, my question was, what's the love life? And kind of thinking about your, your person. Okay. Okay. So Spirit just said, to be with this person that you're thinking of, there are some religious factors. That you're worried about your own judgments. I'm thinking because it's like people are telling you, are you crazy? With work and romance, or work or romance, I mean, take it how it resonates. So this is telling me that for you to get where you need to be, you're going to have to leave some things behind. And this isn't necessarily deceptive energy, but it is trying to get together with your person. Yeah, right? That people don't approve of your relationship, but you are willing to go ahead with this relationship and kind of feel things out first, before you kind of make it public. We're looking at this is a twin flame that you will likely get together. But, I mean, there could be some heartache in this lover's connection. So I'm just going to get some clarification. This is going to be a longer reading. I'm going to get some clarification on that Three of Swords. I mean, we've got a hint of it here, right? Because you're going against the normal. I'm picking up that I'm talking to people who are in, like, not young people, like in their 30s, 40s, 50s. Established people. The people that I'm talking to, I believe, are people who are established people who are making a big change. Kind of all of a sudden. It's something that's always been in your background, in the back of your mind, right? Or this person's been in the back of the mind, but it didn't seem like a logical fit. People's like, that's ridiculous. And yet, it's what you feel. And maybe you've even asked Spirit, like, take this from me if it's not right for me, but it doesn't. It remains. It remains. It remains. You can't forget this person, or you can't forget this idea, and it remains. And by going ahead with it, by going ahead with it, you'll get what you want, but the cost will be you might lose some of those people. Okay? But you know what? If you lose those people, Were they on your team anyway? And again, remember, just a tarot card reader, not a professional. Yeah, so there's going to be death. Like, there will be some death. Death of relationships. So, yeah, you're really worried about this. Like, you really want this so bad, but you're also, like, you're really struggling with this. I was asking if that was going to show up, and it did. You're really struggling with this love connection because there's religious factors in the road. But listen to your own spirit. Like, don't listen to me. Don't listen to your friends. Take the time. Take the walks. Be quiet. Journal. Because what I'm picking up for many of you is that the love life, that there's a person there, or there's a new life ahead for you, but it's going to come at a cost. I'm just going to see if there's a couple cards for last word here. Oh, okay. I think that was just me being clumsy. Okay. But in the bottom of there is the Eight of Wands, which is things might happen quickly here. There. Yeah, so High Priestess. So that makes total sense, right? So, you know, really spend time, right? Weighing. Oh, yeah. Weighing. Earthly. Like what earth is, your earthly considerations, your religious factors, your finances and career, with your spiritual side. But remember, I mean, we often worry, right? Oh, it's like the voices in our head. Is that spirit, or is that just what you want, right? And I mean, you're so worried about ending up making the wrong decision. For this group of people that I'm talking to, whatever decision you make, there's going to be some heartache, but it's for love. It's just like a classic, you know, 1960s love song. But in the meantime, you know, this is a hard time for you. Really hard time for you. So just to be clear, I'm picking up that this is a person that you have not made an actual connection with yet. So this isn't somebody that's been making you promises that hasn't kept them. And, you know, I get some feedback from readers about, you know, like spending so long in relationships, and he promised and he keeps going back to his wife, or she promised but she keeps going back to her husband or whatever. It's like, that's not this person. Okay? Necessarily. This is somebody new. And you know what? The interesting thing with tarot readers, fortune tellers, psychics, whatever, we can get a message for you, and it's what the spirit wills for you. It's what's meant for you. But within that, there's no way to tell somebody's future, I don't believe, personally. There's no way to tell somebody's future, because all the other characters, including you, have free will. Right? So you can choose right from the beginning to not look at that cup and to just say, no, I'm going to hold on to what I have. I'm going to keep in this temperance mode, right? You can choose that. The person that you're thinking of, that masculine energy is also thinking of you. There's a connection there. You both feel it. You know that you both feel it. There might be a twin flame energy there, so you know. But you haven't actually, from this reading, I'm picking up that you haven't actually connected yet. Just like these lovers here. It's the will of God for them to be together, but they're not together yet. We're working on it. All right? So, have a great day. Have a great life. Spend some time alone and talk to your spirit. You know, spend some time and get your rest that you need, you know. And don't make any decisions, life decisions, based on any YouTube video. Please just don't do that. All right. Have a wonderful day. Bye.